Makoto has gotten a new Hera member, and I don't think it's who you think it is. But yeah, that's my thoughts on episode 7 of Moonlit Fantasy, Tsukimichi, so let's jump into it. But yeah, pretty solid episode overall. Pretty much opens up with Makoto, and they're all kind of working on creating this cure for Rembrandt's wife and his daughters. Kind of is a goofy little situation here because it looks like the guy is creating a very complicated circle that's not really working efficiently, so he ends up kind of altering it a little bit. He also makes like a underhanded comment about how many times he puts goddess inside of the environment that he's creating to create this this cure, but guy ends up being really clumsy with the potion, so he has to save him a couple times. But then this comes to a new situation where essentially they're having trouble administering this cure because apparently it's such a high level curse that the cursed person has like an inherent desire to fend off a cure for it. And so Makoto pretty much offers his aid, and because his sister always practiced on him, he decided to use his skills to kind of subdue the wife and daughter so they can administer the cure. And this is where I'm getting to my theories on the next harem member for Makoto, because one of the daughters is they specifically go out of their way to show that one of the daughters is still partially conscious. One of her eyes is not like red, which implies that she's probably going to remember everything that happened, and she's going to remember him, and then she's going to become obsessed with him. And so I think even though they're kind of laying it out as if Rembrandt is a bad guy, because at the very end it has this whole little scene where he's like, you know, with the butler talking about how if his trade becomes too big, we're going to have a problem. So it's got a little bit of this kind of, even though, like I said, with the last episode, it kind of refreshed Rembrandt as being a good person because everybody that works with him is nice and loves that he's, you know, got a cure for his daughter and wife. It was always this kind of hint that, you know, Rembrandt was a bad guy and that bad things befell anybody that worked with him. And obviously with this Lime guy, which again was kind of the joke about another harem member, I don't think that really necessarily him, but he is definitely going to become a part of the group. He laid out a lot of like misfortune that was putting upon the adventurers because of the Rembrandt family. And it's not really completely clear if that's just kind of him misinterpreting things or him being manipulated. But obviously Rembrandt is utilizing something that is causing a little misfortune for certain people, so they don't like him. So I don't think again, I think it's trying to paint him as a bad guy again, but I don't think that's going to be what ends up becoming of it. I think it's just going to be a thing where he is very successful, and his being successful is misfortunate for other people who are not as successful. But even if he does end up being a little bit bad, I think the way for Makoto to overcome it is going to be probably Rembrandt's daughter, who's probably going to be in love with Makoto. So we'll see. She's got to grow out her hair first, so she's super pretty, and then, yeah, it'll eventually be a harem member for them. Yeah, the other thing they kind of went over during this whole situation with them creating the cure was that they noted that these bees' eyes were like a substitute for this flower. And if he can find this flower, he can actually use that to essentially benefit the Kuzunoha trading company, which is one he's creating. So that is interesting. It's going to probably something that'll come into later. But yeah, we had a fun little fight scene after all this, after they, you know, cured everybody and they leave. Essentially, again, Lime and his other adventurers all come to attack them, and Makoto kind of makes Mio act like she's gonna not fight, and she asks for money in return. They're like, yeah, sure, we'll give you money. And then afterwards, she's like, so where's my money? Okay, this is the whole George Jetson thing, takes the whole bag, throws it back the empty bag rather than the wallet. This is where I'm kind of like loving Tomoe again. It's like, I hate, again, the last impressions where he's being so negative against Tomoe, but she's really awesome. I really do like her. But yeah, after they get defeated, essentially Lime tells him about everything that's happening and how he got to that point. He was supposed to be putting him to sleep by the coercion of this evil guy they showed at the very beginning that Rembrandt, his butler, killed. So again, it's kind of that gray area. We're not really sure exactly who Rembrandt is and if he is a bad person or not. Obviously, this guy did place a curse on his family. Who was this guy and why did he hate him that much is, I guess, going to be probably the big thing they're going to go into with the next episode. Minus the fact at the very end of the episode, they did technically have Emma bringing up a very dire situation that's in the demi-plane, which based on the image at the... I'm going to do this again. I did this last time and it blew up in my face. Based on the last image they have for the preview, it looks like a tournament. So I guess we're going to have a tournament arc. But I don't know. Like I said, the classroom made me think it was going to go into a school phase, and it didn't do that. So maybe, again, I'm going to be wrong. But it looks like they're going to go into a tournament arc. Like everybody wants to be the biggest and baddest for the sake of Makoto, who they all pretty much worship. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it's going to be a tournament arc or not. I doubt it would be that long. It's not like any of these characters have that much of a staying power that it would probably be a single episode, if anything. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm not going to let myself be fooled again. But yeah, Tomoe is using Lime to be a spy. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to turn out. Obviously, we've kind of already established that the humans in this world aren't too good. And so that's why Makoto's kind of building a world of monsters and non-humans. So maybe he'll just be, spying on the adventurers, because obviously, again, we've established the adventurers are all bad people at this point, except for Lime. Lime apparently seems to be a good guy. Yeah, that's about pretty much it for the 7th episode of Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy. I hope you guys enjoyed my impressions. If you did, leave a like down below. Comment, let me know what you thought of the episode. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video if you can, and support us on Patreon if you can. And y'all take care.